Hello and welcome! Today we're taking a look at the Halo Infinite Warthog Rally set from Mega Construx. We'll take a look at what you get, as well as the pros and cons of using it for stop motion. This set officially retails for around $29.99, or about £25.99. The set comes with a fully articulated Master Chief and Marine figure. All of their armour is removable, and as usual, this includes the Marine's helmet, which can be taken off to reveal his head. Notice that this Marine is the correct size against Master Chief, and not one of the abnormally tall ones using the old Call of Duty legs. The Master Chief in this set is what I like to think of as default Chief. Other sets have him with a load of silver scratches or dirt on his boots, but this one doesn't have anything special about him. He's just plain Infinite Master Chief. Now, let's move on to the more contentious part of this set, these lads. A lot of people in my comments were just expressing how much they liked the set, but then there were a fair few people who seemed put off by the jackals. So what's so contentious about these jackals, you might ask? Well, their necks are long. I remember when I first saw them I was like, what? Is that what they look like? There's just something about them that just looks a bit weird. I think it's the combination of the really long necks and their little tufts of hair, and maybe their tiny body and long legs. But then again, that's kind of what they look like in the game, from what we've seen. But honestly, having them in my hand, they have actually grown on me. The hole in their head makes me excited that we're going to see versions with removable helmets for things like jackal snipers. And as long as their legs are fully retracted, then they're an okay size. If you extend their legs fully, then they're slight nightmare fuel. Speaking of nightmare fuel, at least they're an improvement over these guys. I was also quite surprised by their new shield design. They've mixed some white paint in with the transparent plastic when making the shield to make these random patterns that look like energy. I think this is a great idea, but the catch is the patterns are random, so some look cool but some others might not. I think in photos this looks awesome and it really makes them look like an actual energy shield. In stop motion though, it looks a little bit odd because obviously the patterns aren't moving. At the end of the day, if you still don't like these jackals, I can completely understand. But you know what? So far, they've won me over. The set comes with a grey assault rifle with its tiny ammo reader attachment, a black SMG, and 2 purple plasma pistols. And of course it comes with the 2 jackal energy shields mentioned earlier. The set also comes with a brick separator, 4 small tan bases, and a couple of 2x2 blocks which are used in the building process of the Warthog. I honestly didn't realise how much I'd love this version of the Warthog, but this version is actually more similar to the Halo 4 and 5 versions, as these silver bars at the front seem to have been removed in Halo Infinite. I'm sure this happened before Mega Construx could change the design. This Warthog is a bit chunkier than the previous version, and its new suspension system makes it a little taller. I really love all the details like the fuel canisters on the back. Gone are the problems of the old Warthogs, where the turret would bend in all sorts of different positions. The new turret design is way more solid, and it only tilts up and down. The readout panels are fully detailed with pre-printed decals, and there's even a bit of elastic to mimic a wire powering a light. The chairs are brick built rather than being a fully moulded piece, and the handbrake is also in there. I can't look at the older Warthogs without seeing how droopy their front is. The sacrifice though is that the new Warthog has quite a square gap above its wheels. The only thing that could make this set better is if they started using real tow cables like they did on the Arctic Warthog, instead of these plastic grey moulds. The windscreen shares the same design with most of the modern Warthogs, so you can interchange them with, for example, EVA's Last Stand Warthog, which has some nice cracked designs in its windscreen. Now here's another thing that's got people talking about this particular set. This Warthog's got a new suspension system, and let me just say, it looks awesome compared to the older Warthogs. But my first thought was, how would this affect making stop motion? Well, it's not too bad honestly. The suspension is pretty strong, so you have to be really pushing down on it to make it move. Using a similar suggestion to animating with the mongoose, it's best to place the bricks that come with this set underneath the Warthog to anchor it to the ground and stop it moving too much. But I wanted to know if you could animate the actual suspension moving. I tried removing the elastic from the suspension mechanism in order to hold up the suspension with bricks, and then take away a layer at a time to lower it down or raise it up. But it was such a pain and almost impossible to keep in place. The only way I could think of doing it was a close-up of the suspension with the elastic band on as normal, and me just pushing down on it with my hand out of frame. Like the rest of the Halo Infinite sets, this has a 2-in-1 alternate build. The build for this set is a speedboat. It's actually quite a decent build. The details aren't bad, and it doesn't feel thrown together. It actually feels designed. I don't think the turret is designed to be used by a separate gunner, because there's no way it can aim upwards. All they can do is squat. The other part of this alternate build includes a jetpack for Master Chief. This one's a bit more random, and it does actually feel a bit thrown together. So, would I recommend this set? If you can look past the long, then absolutely. This is exactly the sort of set I expect Master Chief to be included in, because it feels like such a staple of the Halo series. An extra Marine is always welcome, and I've gotten used to the new Jackals by now, and I can't wait to see what versions we get in the future. So what do you think? If there's anything you think I've missed, please let me and everyone else know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and take care.